You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. Comics, television, movies, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now, your hosts, Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
All right, welcome back to another Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast deep dive of Riverdale. My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth.
We are
One of these things is not like the other.
Our energies are all going to match by the end of this.
Oh,
That's right. That's right.
We are zooming at you live via our own homes.
Recorded live.
Seth got a microphone, right?
Yeah. Well, I just drug one out of the son's bedroom. One of them blue snowball things.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
So Cliff's got his fancy mic. Seth added his mic. I'm just screaming into my laptop here.
That's what when I watched the video or listen, all it sounded was like I was yelling at the thing. So it's like, I got to try something else.
I told you guys I'd drop off microphones to you guys if you
I don't want your Corona sickles.
I got to put them in a plastic bag for you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Lord.
I hit mute and then coughed, but it didn't mute. So you all heard that.
Oh, we all heard it. Everybody.
Zoom.
All right, so what's been going on this week?
This week, I don't know. I haven't slept, so this will be great. And that's about it.
Why aren't you sleeping?
I worked last night, and then I didn't sleep today. I had stuff to do, and then by that time, it's too late. It's time to podcast. And then Cliff wants to wait another hour.
I was watching the draft. Priorities.
But luckily, we had a brand new episode of Riverdale this week. It's been a couple weeks since we've had one, so that was something to brighten all our moods.
Yeah, I held out for several days because I wanted to watch it today, so it would be fresh in my memory and I'd be ready to Riverdale. Let's go.
Ready to Riverdale. That's what we should have called this.
Ready to Riverdale.
Well, this is the lowest rated episode of Riverdale ever.
Ouch.
Beating out Big Fun.
Wow.
Previously lowest. Well, no, other people don't like the musical ones, but I liked Big Fun. Mm-hmm. I liked that episode.
I am those other people.
Yeah.
These are.
Well, this is not the same as Big Fun. This episode did not live up to the other musical episodes.
All right, we're talking about episode 17 of season 4, chapter 74, Wicked Little Town.
Yeah, we had Stonewall was vanquished. Jughead was finally playing on his laptop at Pops. He's like, now Riverdale is a wicked little town.
You know the sun is in your eyes, and hurricanes and rains and black and cloudy skies.
That must be a song from this.
Yeah.
Does anybody know anything about this musical, Hedwig?
Nope.
I certainly do.
Good.
No, that's what I was hoping.
I know everything Wikipedia has told me about it.
All right.
John Cameron Mitchell is the co-writer, director, and star of the movie version, which I didn't realize it started. I assumed, like many of the recent Broadway things, it started as a movie and it became a stage show, but it started 1998 as an off-Broadway production. The year 2000, it opened in the West End in London, and 2001, the film came out. So, and then it kept going after that, and it wasn't until the 2014 it hit Broadway, got big, and then in 2016 started touring. So it's been around for 2 decades basically.
Yeah.
follows Hedwig Schmidt, a genderqueer East German singer of a fictional band. And
doesn't get any more Riverdale than that.
Right.
And you're someone you are not. In Riverdale, it ain't the spot. Remember Mrs. Lot, and when she turned around.
And if you've got no other choice, you know you can follow my voice.
Through the dark turns and noise of this wicked little town. No one slept much that night as they waited for a new day to dawn.
So Mitchell's dad was a U.S. Army major who commanded the U.S. sector of occupied West Berlin. So he based this character on a U.S. Army wife who in Germany was his family's babysitter. And she moonlighted as a prostitute at her trailer park home in Kansas. So he took her story and turned it into some weird 70s glam rock androgynous musical celebration. So there we go. That's everything. I haven't seen the movie, but that's the nutshell.
I wasn't too surprised by any of that explanation. That's the vibe I was getting. Yeah, that's pretty good. So they're continuing this story of there's videotapes. Somebody's videotaping everybody in their houses, at their houses or their front doors, and sending them more. I don't know who is there like a closed up Circuit City somewhere with all these VHS tapes. Where are they getting?
That would be one way to track the perpetrator. Is like large bulk purchase VHS tapes.
Yeah, but so, this storyline has, I mean, it's been around all season. I think it started last season, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's gone nowhere. Not a clue. Just
I forgot about it.
Yeah, every few episodes we get some mysterious tape and they watch it and that's it.
Yeah. So everybody got one. Jughead, Betty, Archie, Veronica. Everybody's watching their tapes, different places. We got they're watching one on a little TV at a Thistle House. Is this Thornhill or Thistle House? This is I can't keep it straight.
Thistle House.
This is Thistle House.
Thornhill burned down.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They're watching on flat screen at the lodges, and Pops, he's got an old timey TV. Everybody's watching one. Then we find out the Ram has a doctor's appointment that he's going to after he finishes his coffee. But next thing you know, he's working out at the El Royale when he shouldn't be. And he didn't even have anybody spotting him. I mean, come on. I don't care if you're dying or not. You got to have a spotter, Ram.
Well, he is the Ram.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's not as Ram tough as he used to be. And Archie has to save him. Then over at the Blue and Gold.
Do you guys think they're doing this just to bring him down to Archie's level? Like they're kind of depowering him a little bit, so
they can
Archie and him will
wrestle
be more
in the same weight class.
Yeah, exactly.
All part of his plan. The Blue and Gold. Betty's very concerned about Jughead's education. He's got to graduate, so he's got to write an essay on the Salem witch trials, and he has to pick a book to do a book report on.
So like none of the work he did transfers. He doesn't get any credit.
No. Apparently, no.
Archie spent the time in the woods. I would get him not getting, the school credit, but Jug has been in school all year.
Jug, he was in it. He was buried alive for some. He missed important assignments for that. He was writing a book, so
yeah.
No credit.
He lost all his work on his old laptop.
Yeah, he said he feels like Sisyphus, and then I expected him. He did kind of half explain what Sisyphus was because that's his new thing.
Yeah, explaining his references.
Yes. So then he goes to see Charles to secretly, because apparently he's not busy enough all this other stuff. He wants to review all these videotapes to solve the crime. This is a very Quill and Skull or something, right? This is what you would do, Jordan.
Yeah, I would put this very important evidence just on in the background while I'm doing something else.
Yeah. So Kevin is in there with Principal Honey, and Principal's like, you are not doing this Hedwig thing. It ain't happening. And then he starts singing about their Generation Z.
Please just listen to us. We're people, not numbers. We're Generation Z.
And they sing your song, Jordan. Something about you're so analog. And that
I got that.
they were singing about analog.
Yeah.
You can't decode or explain, cause you are so analog. Got dog, I got dog. We're the random number generation. We are random number generated. We are random numbers.
Random number generation. They all had numbered shirts on in class.
Okay. We got to talk about the numbers. You guys paid attention, right?
Archie was number 1.
Betty was number 2.
Yeah.
Veronica number 3. Cheryl was number 4, but her number was in red, not yellow, like everybody else.
Of course.
And then I think Tony was 14.
14?
Yeah.
That's how old you have to be to bartend at the White Worm.
Right. So I just wondered if that was foreshadowing, though, that Archie was 1, Betty was 2, Veronica was 3. Poor Ronnie.
Generation, we are random number generated. We are random number.
See, the music of Hedwig is the perfect fit.
Mr. Keller, you can either pick a different song or recuse yourself from the variety show and all your attendant duties.
Then,
effective immediately.
But yeah, I like how the whole show it is. Yep, you can't perform that. If you do, you're gonna get in trouble. And it literally, that's after they perform it every time. Because he's like, well, that thing you just did, if you do that, you're gonna have to recuse yourself.
I mean,
But this was in private during the day. They can't do it in public at night, and for the community. The community would be scandalized.
What were all these cameras everywhere?
Does Mr. Honey is he aware
Principal
that
Honey, thank
Principal Honey is he aware that 2
didn't
years
go
ago
to principal school to be called Mr. Honey?
But I want to know, is he aware that 2 years ago the Clumster was murdered at the show?
That's why he's running a tight ship. So Archie sees the sign-up sheet in the hallway by the lockers. Nobody is signed up on the sign-up sheet, by the way. He signs up. He's
number 1.
Yeah, number 1. That's right. They left the slot. Nobody can sign up until he signs up.
Yeah.
He put the Archies, and they're a garage band. And you can't hear them practice.
They're a soundproof garage band.
That's right. So then he's practicing. He breaks a string on his acoustic guitar, and he goes out to the garage, checks out the jalopy, and he finds Fred's guitar case. He pulls it out and opens it up, and he grabs Fred's electric guitar.
Yeah, from the Fred.
Step it up a little bit. I mean, the plot was very not happening in this episode. Nothing's happening. So, excuse me. Then we have Kevin. So he's going to have to sing from Oklahoma. He's going to have to sing "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning." And he's all sad about that. And Bang says, "You should go rogue." So Betty basically gets on Jughead because his report is pretty weak sauce. It's not good. It's like almost like he's been watching TV while he's writing it.
Yeah.
And
It sounds like it's written by someone with a massive head injury.
yeah. He's like, well, I'm going to go hunker down in the bunker and really work on this. Archie goes to the lounge and informs all of them that they are in his band.
Does this band have a name?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're the Archies.
I got a band and you're all in.
It's the Archies.
What, was the Me-Me-Me's taken?
We can change the name.
No, the Archies. I like it.
And we're going to call it after me. The Me-Me-Me's.
That's what they said.
Yeah. Then,
Isn't that kind of how this podcast started?
yeah. And Kev's on the intercom.
What's up, Riverdale? Are you trying to tear me down?
That's not.
Well, sorry. I'm the new Berlin Wall, baby. Now get your asses to the music room.
We see him in the office in full drag. He went rogue, apparently. He went rogue, like, as suggested.
I was born on the other side of a town ripped in two. I made it over the great divide. Now I'm coming for you.
Then the people are on instruments. TT was playing drums. Bangs was on guitar. Was it Sweet Pea on the other instrument? We always got a flash of them.
Yeah, they were the anti-Archies.
Yeah. Well, they sang something, Tear Me Down or something like that.
Not much of a difference between a bridge and a wall. Without me right in the middle, babe. Wow, you would be nothing at all. Enemies and adversaries, they try to tear me down. You want me, baby, I dare you. Try and tear me down. From East Berlin to Junction City. Hello, Mr. Honey. Hello, Riverdale. You wanna try and tear me down?
We're done, Mr. Keller. You're off the variety show.
Come on and tear me down.
I said you're done. You hear me? You're done.
Principal-Honey unplugged the amp.
At
Said,
the
"You're
very
done."
end, after they were done.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Said,
what good did that
"Don't
do?
He said, don't sing that song or you're going to be in trouble. Right after it was over.
I love how, like, all their friends are gathered in the music room and they are going crazy over this band that has never played before. But like, Reggie is screaming and cheering like they are so into it about a song I'm sure they've never heard of.
Right, yeah. Then there's a sleepover. Okay, at the we're at the Coopers. I'm pretty sure they're in Betty's room.
Okay, can we please order pizza from Little Cicero's? Ugh. Guys, it is not a sleepover without greasy pizza, right, Kev?
And it's like Betty, Veronica, Cheryl, and TT.
Just the
right?
girls.
Kev.
Yeah, just the girl and Kevin.
And Kevin.
Sorry,
Yeah,
it's just
and
They can't help themselves.
working on the variety show made me feel like I was reconnecting with the old pre-farm Kevin. Mr. Honey didn't just take that away. He made me feel like I was nothing. Like I didn't matter.
they need to order some pizza from Little Cicero's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something that makes
And
me feel better.
Then they decide they're going to do a makeover montage to whatever other song.
Like this, when the world's a bit amiss and the lights go down across the trailer park. I put on some makeup, turn on the tape deck, and put the wig back on my head. Suddenly I'm Miss Midwest Midnight Checkout Queen until I head home and I put myself to bed.
I hear what you're saying, Betty, but I'm not sure even a makeover montage will help.
I look back on where I'm from. Look at the woman I've become. And the strangest things seem suddenly routine. I look up from my vermouth on the rocks. A gift-wrapped wig still in the box of towering
And
velveteen.
Get the wig.
yeah, he was Miss Beehive, 1963. Then he was Farrah Fawcett. Then they were in Thistle House again. I thought this sleepover was in Betty's room. I don't know what's up. I don't know.
Suddenly I miss Beehive in 1963 until I wake up and I turn back to myself.
Some girls, they have natural ease. They wear it any way they please, with their French lip curls and perfumed magazines. Wear it up, let it down. This is the best way that I've found to be the best you've ever seen. I put on some makeup, turn on the 8-track. I'm pulling the wig down from the shelf.
Suddenly I miss Farrah Fawcett from TV until I wake up and I turn back to myself.
Shag, bag, level, pop, Dorothy, and will do. Sausage, curl, chicken wings, it's all because of you. It's all because of you. It's all because of you.
Oh, my.
Hey, Kev. What if, for the variety show, we all performed songs from Hedwig?
Yeah, as a sign of solidarity.
And as president of the student body and Riverdale High's LGBTQIA Alliance, I promise you, I will sit down with Principal Humbug and make this right.
Next thing, we're at Pops, and the Vixens are confronting Principal Honey about this.
On behalf of Kevin Keller and the entire student body, we urge you to hear our plea. Hedwig is not some fringe downbeat musical. It's fun. It's an old-fashioned, red-blooded American musical comedy with something for everyone, including those of us who are more straight-laced. Allow us to demonstrate.
And they start singing Sugar Daddy something and dancing around.
Cheryl and Tony, they do a little number there, and he's offended by their,
Yeah, and he said
lesbian ways.
Hey, Sugar Daddy. Cheryl needs some sugar in her bowl. I'll lay out fine china on the lid and polish up the crow. If you got some sugar for me, Sugar Daddy, bring it home. Blackstrap molasses, you're my cherry blossom, honey babe. Sugar Daddy, Sugar Daddy. Bring me Versace blue jeans, black designer underwear. Sugar Daddy, Sugar Daddy. We'll dress up like the disco dancing, jet set in Milan and Rome. If you got some sugar for me, Sugar Daddy, bring it home.
That's enough, Miss Blossom.
Oh, the thrill of control, like the blitzkrieg on the road. It's the
And when they were done, he said, if you sing that song, you're banned from prom. And they're like, we're done. We finished the song.
Give him some credit. He at least hears them out. He lets them sing the whole thing before making a decision.
What? No applause?
You just proved my point. Did you even listen to the lyrics you just sang? Hedwig and the Angry Inch is highly sexualized.
How queer-phobic of you.
And if every student at Riverdale High changed their variety show act to a number from Hedwig, what would you do then?
Well, Miss Topaz, I would make the following announcement. Any student who performs a song from Hedwig will be barred from senior prom. Now, as you like to say, Miss Blossom, toodles.
Then it's workout time at the El Royale, and Veronica texts Archie mid-workout, and something happened to the Ram. And Archie has to go there and tell her, yeah, there was this whole bench press thing that happened. He's been working out, not going to the doctor. So she's mad at him.
Real mad.
Oh, she's real mad.
Super mad.
Then we see Jughead in the bunker. He gets busted by Betty because he's down there watching these videotapes and not studying. And she's going to be going to New Haven in the fall. And what the hell is he going to be doing?
In a few months.
Right. So they start singing about it. And both the couples are fighting as they sing.
The Jughead that was brained with a rock? I'm sorry I'm different now. I guess death just changes a person.
Inside I'm hollowed out, outside's a paper shroud, and all the rest's illusion. That there's a will and soul that we can wrest control from chaos and confusion. A collage!
Some of them can't sing very well.
Well, the first few times they did this, they didn't let Zach or Cody sing at all.
Right. I think they swapped them. I think what the original one couldn't sing because one of them in here could sing all right. A couple lines.
Yeah, it made me question the validity of the whole operation.
Yeah. I'm starting to think that this is not.
I was trying to do the right thing.
You weren't thinking,
No.
Archie.
Give me a break,
Real.
Veronica. It's been a crappy year.
Oh God, I'm all sewn up, a heart and razor cut, scum up across my body. And you can trace the lines through misery's design, the map across my body. A collage! I'm all sewn up. A montage! I'm all sewn up.
You get a hallway drag peaceful protest. Everybody's got their blonde wigs on.
Yep.
That was
reminded me of the time they all had their serpent jackets.
Yeah, it was very much. Yeah, there was something on the one time somebody drew on the floor. Then Reggie draw something on the floor in the hallway.
Yeah, something I don't remember. What
a hilarious prank, I believe.
So what exactly was the budget for this school variety show? Because they just blew it all on costuming.
I think they blew it all on the wigs. Yeah,
they bought that Wigs and Tapes warehouse, and they made use of it.
Kevin makes a very muscular drag queen.
Yes, yeah, it was not a pretty picture.
No.
No. So Betty's looking at pictures like on her bulletin board, and Jughead's got his essay done on the Salem witch trials. What does this have to do with anything, Jordan? I feel like there's some point to this. Are we gonna have some witch stuff finally? Is Cheryl gonna be a witch? Like,
I don't know, maybe his essay is about like Sabrina's family or something. We have to cross it.
He's super sorry. No, wait, I skipped one. That's why we got the Betty and Archie. This is the biggest moment of the whole thing. Betty and Archie are remembering the old days.
Look, just because Veronica and Jughead aren't here doesn't mean we can't rehearse.
And they rehearse the song and they make out.
Yeah. That's been brewing.
That was a big thing that happened, and so now
Boo.
Yeah. Oh, you're against that?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Oh, okay.
When the earth was still flat and clouds made of fire and mountains stretched up to the sky, sometimes higher.
Folks roam the earth like big rolling cakes. They had 2 sets of arms, they had 2 sets of legs, they had 2 faces peering out of one giant head, so they could watch all around them as they talked while they was before. The origin of love.
The origin of love.
The origin of love.
The origin of love.
The last time I saw you, we just split in two. You were looking at me, I was looking at you. You had a way so familiar, I could not recognize, 'cause you had blood on your face and I had blood in my eyes. And the children of the moon looked like a fork stuck on a spoon. They were part sun, part earth, part daughter, part son. Oh, the origin of love.
Now the gods grew quite scared of our strength and defiance, and Thor said, I'm gonna kill them all with my hammer, like I killed the giants. Then he grabbed up some bolts, he let out a laugh, said I'll split them right down the middle, gonna cut them right up in half. And then storm clouds gathered above into great balls of fire. And then fire shot down from the sky in bolts like shining blades of a knife. And it ripped right through the flesh of the children of the sun and the moon and the earth. And Osiris and the gods of the Nile gathered up a big storm to blow a hurricane, to scatter us away in a flood of wind and rain, a sea of tidal waves to wash us all away. And if we don't behave, they'll come.
I just want to know where you stand. So,
I'm so pro Betty, but I'm also so anti Archie. That like, Betty, you go, girl. It's like, ooh, not Archie. And literally anyone else, she could.
Yeah, she was one of the girls. You were just at a sleepover. So, this is when Betty's looking at pics and Archie's looking at pictures, and Veronica and Jughead are apologizing to them, you know, so they feel extra guilty. Jughead's going to work on his Call of the Wild book report for some reason. That's the book.
Because he's in like third grade.
What? And Betty and Archie are singing again. They're at their windows. You know, they live right across from each other, singing a little reprise of The Wicked Little Town.
Forgive me for I did not know. 'Cause I was just a boy and you were so much more.
And when everything starts breaking down, you take the pieces off the ground and show this wicked town something beautiful and new.
They're imagining themselves dancing together, like at prom or something.
No cosmic lover pre-signed.
There's nothing you can find that cannot be found.
'Cause with all the changes we've been through, it seems the stranger's always you. Alone again in some new wicked little town.
When you've got no other choice, you know you can't follow my voice through the dark turns and noise of this wicked little town. Oh, it's a wicked little town.
Goodbye, wicked
little town.
we got the variety show. And basically the big finish here. The Archies...
they can't have the variety show at school.
Oh. Okay.
So they have to have it at the...
Le Bon Nuit.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Sorry.
Mr. Honey heard 5 or 6 songs and decided that was enough. Go to the underage speakeasy, kids. It's wholesome.
That would have been great if he was like in Betty's room or something after her and Archie sang. He's like, if you sing that.
He's got a ladder peeking through the window.
Yeah. It's like, stop. Anyway, the Archies. We had Archie.
Ladies and gentlemen, for our final
Betty
performance
on
of the
tambourine.
evening, I am beyond
Jughead
honored
on
to
drums.
introduce, for the first
Veronica
time ever,
just singing.
the Archies.
Kevin on the keys.
Rain falls hard, burns dry, a dream or a song that hits you so hard, it's filling you up, and suddenly you're gone. Breathe, feel, love,
And they're singing some song, I don't know. It had to have been an Archie's song, I would assume, because they're like naming themselves.
Yeah.
Like, here's to Ronnie, and here's to Blowpaths.
Yeah, I think this was maybe written for the show.
Oh, okay. You're basing that on what?
Pure speculation.
Because it would be pretty hard to find a Broadway show that had characters named Archie and Reggie.
And Choney.
It would be quite a coincidence.
Radio. Here's to Ronnie
And Archie
and Betty
and Jughead and Shoney
and Reggie and me. You know the strange rock and rollers. You know you're doing all right.
Now, I did have a question. Hold on.
Yeah.
What was the original Archie's lineup in in the comics or the cartoon? Do you guys remember?
I think just the 4 of them.
Okay. I wasn't sure, so I didn't know how source material accurate it
And you're spinning your new 45s with all the misfits and the losers. Well, you know you're rock and rollers spinning too. You're rock and roll.
This harkened back to when, was it Cheryl was getting attacked by Nick St. Clair and Veronica left in the middle of her performance with the Pussycats, and you could still hear the music playing and them singing while she went and saved the day.
Yeah.
This was just like that when Archie unplugged his electric guitar and went up on the roof and continued to do a solo, and they sang, the drums were still playing, everything, and they're on the roof.
What it reminded me most of on the roof, though, was the time when the Pussycats were up there singing Above Pops, and Michael took a picture of his television and sent it to us. So that's why today, when I was watching it, I took a picture of my television and sent it to you guys.
I haven't taken a picture of my television since the first time I saw Bo and Luke jump the General Lee.
So what happened to the other Pussycats? Like, I know I know Josie left. Like, did they have to withdraw from school or something? Or are they not allowed in any Riverdale plotlines anymore?
Yeah.
They played too many songs from Hedwig's thing. They were banned.
Right. Speaking of Pussycats.
Oh my.
This week on Katie Keene, I watched all but the last few minutes of it. I need to go back and finish it. But Kevin comes to New York to visit Josie. And I missed a couple episodes. We have been watching it, but we were behind. But I knew Kevin was on this week, so I wanted to skip to that one to see if it tied in at all. And so Kevin goes and meets up with Josie because they are step siblings, right?
Oh yeah, that actually makes sense. That kind of tracks.
That tracks. So, and he meets the whole Katie Keene. This meeting will end in 10 minutes. Upgrade now. Oh shit.
We got it.
Okay. So anyways,
tell your whole story.
Yeah, he goes to New York, meets up with Josie, and Josie is forming a new Josie and the Pussycats band with new girls. So I don't know what happened to the old girls, but
we're gonna need a picture of your TV.
I know. She's already fighting though with the new girls because she's too bossy, and that's why Kevin says, "Oh, when he meets the new girls, he says, "Oh yeah, this reminds me of Val and whatever the other one's name was." And they're like, "What are you talking about?"
She was sick one time.
Yeah. But they're like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "We're not the original." And he's like, "Oh no, there was them, and then Veronica joined for a while, and then Cheryl, and he's like, at best you're like fourth generation." So then they were all ticked off at Josie, and she had to realize her fault and apologize so they would play with her. And because she wanted to do all the singing, and they were just there to be the backup band.
That's the first time the other Pussycats have been mentioned in 3 seasons.
Yeah, and you had to go all the way to Katie Keene to see it. Also in the episode, Kevin writes a play about
tickling
the Gargoyle King and all everybody in Riverdale, and he has the players from Katie Keene acted out. And they even have
this show act out a better show and just pretend you're the original show.
It was crazy. Like, they're calling each other TT and referencing Choni and Cheryl, and I was like, this is nuts.
Wait, why aren't we doing this?
We got to get more wigs.
That's so to finish up the Riverdale episode.
As it stands, 0 of our patron budget goes toward wigs of any kind.
We need more.
I have petitioned this for a long time. I've been putting suggestions in the box. Nobody picks them up. Jughead was looking out over the crowd, and he was like,
"There's a problem that comes once you get caught up on your homework. Your mind wanders, and evil creeps back in. Was the voyeur somewhere amongst us in the crowd, playing his long game? Turning the temperature up, ever so slowly, so that by the time we frogs realized we were being boiled alive, it was too late."
Everybody's aiming their cameras at him, their phones. And he's like, is one of these people the voyeur? He's very suspicious. And then the final thing we see is him. I think it's him. He's watching tape, and somebody, in a Jughead
crazy
mask.
Yeah,
that crazy Jughead mask.
Yeah, it's like cartoon.
What are those called? Yeah, that's a certain art style.
Yeah, it's almost like paper mache.
Yeah, and I feel like it's called something, but and then a Betty comes behind that, looking, creepy ass like that, and bashes his head with a rock, as previously has happened.
Yeah,
and then
layers,
looks in the camera.
Layers.
Yeah, so many layers. So And I don't know what the hell that was supposed to mean other than they had those cool ass masks.
Yeah.
So
Well, at least that plot line stepping up into something actually happening.
because there's no other plot. All there is the love track square and that. That's all we have left.
Yeah.
And a chick.
And in case you guys haven't heard, this is what I've heard. I can't confirm it yet, but season 5 is going to be a time jump, is what everybody is saying. That's the big rumor. So season 5 will be 5 years into the future. We're just going to completely jump college. So
what?
Yeah. There you go. You heard it here first.
That could be fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because we said, what are they going to do if they're all not in Riverdale? That doesn't make much sense. So.
We're just going to skip over it.
I love this. I'm sick of school.
Yeah.
Move on.
That's right.
All right. Well, that should do it.
Well,
There's only a couple episodes left.
Yeah.
Right?
I said I wrote down one note and I forgot to mention.
I have like 10 pages.
I took 0 notes for this except for Hedwig. No, I said, if you remember earlier on, Jughead, they're having that, back and forth song, and he's like smashing stuff in the room and throwing stuff around, and he's throwing the tapes around. I thought those are FBI evidence. And at the end, there's a recorded murder on one of these tapes. I'm like, well, I'm glad he didn't destroy that tape. There's crucial evidence on. It's like, that chick is never going to let him carry a box of evidence out of that FBI again.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was so wrapped up in the mask, I didn't even think about somebody just got murdered.
You know how much freaking body oil and candle wax got on those tapes down there in the bunker? I want to know.
Oh, boy. All right. So let's wrap it up here. We're about to zoom out.
Zoom out.
Is that the proper term the kids are using?
Oh,
it is now.
Wow.
Catch you later, bros. I'm about to zoom out. All right. So, even in the midst of our planet in trouble, we have Riverdale to cling to bring us some amount of joy, even if it's a musical episode. So we know there's definitely one more after this. Do we know that there's more?
2. I think there's 2 more.
Is there 2 more filmed and ready?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
All right. So we will be back with those. My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
Seth, zoom out.
Forever. Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a comment. Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast, is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, and wherever podcasts can be found. You can connect with us through social media on Facebook, YouTube, at the Ka-Pow Podcast on Twitter, or email the show, Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast, @gmail.com. If you really want to go the extra mile, please sign up to be a patron through the Podbean app or our website, www.udownwithkpp.com, to receive special content and early access to some episodes. We are grateful to anyone that chooses to contribute, but please know that most of our content will always remain free, so please continue to like, comment, and share.